everyone, and welcome back to Video Lessons with Teacher Brynley. Okay, you have sung this song twice already. I don't mind if you sing it again and practice, but I don't want to put it in the video. So please look at last week's video and listen and sing along to the Happy Family song. For now, let's continue with story time. Remember the story? The book we were reading and learning about was called Me and My Family Tree. They are all part of my family tree. Now, can you guess how I came to be? Grandma and Grandpa had Mommy and her sister. Nana and Papa had Daddy and his brother and sister. My aunts and uncles had my cousins. Mommy and Daddy had my brother. And then Mommy and Daddy had me. And this is my little cat, Kitty. I love my little kitty. Think of it. Everyone in the world has a family tree. Just like you and me. All right, so, what did we learn in this story? We learned all about, that's right, you already saw it, the family tree. Let's review what we have learned over the past 2 weeks. We have learned that a family tree is a great way of showing how a family is connected to each other. We also learned what to call our family members. Let's review that quickly. Can you remember who this is? What do we call her? I want you to read and say the Mandarin or 中文 first, and then think about what the English word is and say it. Try and answer before I do. I think that says Mama. What is that in English, everyone? That's right, Mom. Papa, Dad. One word for Mom and Dad is parents. Of course. I think that is 父母 in 中文. In Mandarin, I think parents is 父母.兄弟. And in English, brother. 姐妹 sister. Can you remember? What do we call her? Zumu, grandmother. Zufu, grandfather. And what is one word for grandmother and grandfather? I think in Zhongwen it's 祖父母. And in English it's grandparents. Now, can you remember what do we call our mom or dad's sister? So our parents' sister, what do we call her? I.e., or in English, aunt. You can say aunt in American English or aunt in British or South African English. And who is that? That would be your mom or dad's brother. What do we call him? 叔叔, or in English, uncle. And what about our uncle's children or our aunt's children? What do we call them? Ooh, this is a difficult one for me. 我的中文不好. My 中文 is not so good. Get your mommy or daddy to help you. 堂表兄弟姐妹. And of course in English that's cousins. Once again, my Mandarin or 中文 is not great, so please ask your parents if you need any help with how to read or say the words. So now that we have reviewed our family members and what to call them, let's take a look at our family tree again. Families can be big and small. Her family has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 family members. How many people are in your family? Take a moment and count everyone in your family. Now that we know what to call our family members, let's practice with a fun game. There are 3 lines. 1, 2, and 3. And you need to guess where the different family members belong on the family tree. Try to recall who is at the top in number 1, who is in the middle, number 2, and who is at the bottom, number 3. I want you to guess and say the name of the family member. Then I will click on the correct answer and you can see if your guess was right or wrong. Let's start with line number 1. Who goes at the top? In the first line. Think about it. We have looked at the family tree many times. Of course. Grandma or grandmother, and Nana. So both our grandma and our Nana, our grandmothers, they are in line number 1, right at the top of the family tree. Usually the oldest family members will be at the top of the family tree, and the youngest family members will be at the bottom. So, who else will go in line number 1 at the top? Of course, Grandpa and Papa, our grandfathers. Now, who goes in the middle? Line number 2. It will probably be their children, right? And who are their children? Mommy and Daddy, right? Mommy is their child and Daddy is their child. Now, who goes in line 3 at the bottom? Of course, it will be the little girl, me, Alan's little sister, and of course, Alan, her big brother. They're in line number 3, at the bottom of the family tree. Alright everyone, what is one word for grandmother and grandfather? That's right, grandparents. What about one word for mommy and daddy? Yes, parents. What about one word for brother and sister? That's a new one. Sibling. One word for brother and sister is sibling. Now, where do our aunts and uncles and cousins belong on the family tree? Line 1, 2, or 3. Now, they won't go in line number 1 because we only have 4 grandparents, and as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, all our grandparents are there. Now that means our aunts and uncles will either be on line 2 or line 3. Now I know that line 3 is for the younger members of the family tree. The youngest family members are Alan and me, the little girl and her brother. Now, what about the aunts and uncles? Brother and sister to mommy and daddy. They will probably go with mommy and daddy in line number 2. So, Aunt Sally, Uncle Jim, Aunt Margie, Aunt Pat, and Uncle Lee. They all go in line number 2 with mommy and daddy. Now what about line number 3? The youngest members of the family. So that will be, cousins, the children of our aunts and our uncles. Cousin David, cousin Jeff, and cousin Alice. Now, Alice is the cousin, Mabel is Alice's doll, so don't get them confused. Now that we've reviewed our story and we've finished our story, we have reviewed our family members and what we call them. I want you to get your worksheet and let's finish off our worksheet. we have already written and drawn ourselves, right? So I wrote my name, Brynley, and I drew myself. That looks like me. And I have a sister. I don't have a brother, so I drew my sister, and I traced sister. And then, of course, last week we did mom, dad, and grandfather. Now, this week we are left with 3 more. So we need to finish off 3 more family members by tracing and drawing and coloring them nicely. So we trace mom's mom, grandmother, and we draw her. Don't forget to use a black marker to outline. You don't need to start with pencil. Just start drawing with a black marker and use it to outline your drawing and then color inside. The more color, the better. And then, of course, next we're going to draw dad's dad, grandfather. And then last but not least, dad's mom, grandmother. Now, I would like you to do this word search if you have time, and if you can't print it out, just like the worksheet, you can write it yourself. But I think that would take a lot of time with all these letters, so I think you can do it on the computer. If you have printed it out, you can look for your family members and circle them with a pencil. Right, so we look. Where is a family member? I'm looking for mom or dad or brother or parent or uncle. They are in there somewhere. So you can take your pencil or your color pencil and you can, I think I saw, there's uncle. Ha, I found one. I can help you. You can circle it, or you can make a rectangle. Or if you can't print it out, like most of you probably can't, you can do it on your computer and you can use highlight. You can use one of these to highlight and color when you find the word. So you don't need to print it out. You can do it on your computer and have fun looking for these words. Look at the letters. Know the letters. Understand the words. How do we put these letters together? What is the phonics? D, a, d. Dad. Where is the D? Let me look for a D. Is it there? D-A? D-A? No. I go and look for another D. Right? Usually I will start from this side and I will go up and down and I will look until I find, there's a D. Is there an A around there? No. So not that D. So you keep going until you find a D, and maybe you will find an A. Right? I don't want to give you all the answers, but I think I found grandfather. Ta-da! So, like I said, you can do it, print it out and do it physically, or you can do it digitally on the computer. I think it will help you with your review and to make sure you finally know all of your family members and what to call them. Until next week, goodbye everyone!